Let's say you're putting a team together for a new project. It can be anything you want, a sport, a class, a professional venture. You begin the recruitment process and you face a tough decision. There's one spot left on the team and you have two very similar choices. Your first option is really excited to work with you and the other one, not so much. However, both of these candidates have equal skills and capabilities. It is more likely that the person who appears excited to work with you will complete their work because it's not actually work for them. Being passionate about something makes even the difficult parts of it worth doing. Having this deeper sense of purpose can set a person aside in their work. As a leader, you do not want to feel like you are burdening or neutralizing your subordinates. It feels 10 times better to work with people who derive joy from their contributions. Those who genuinely welcome the idea of accomplishing a task facilitate collaboration. Enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm? Well, Google defines the term as intense and eager enjoyment, interest, or approval. Today, I'm going to convince you that enthusiasm towards anything in this world is achievable with the right systems in place. Nowadays, our world is filled with enthusiasm. We've got short form content that in a matter of seconds can trigger a dopamine release. A highlight reel that represents our entire lifestyle and desires, and all the while we look outside and think, that person looks happier than me. Why does this happen? Our social media feeds and life choices have a straining effect on what we experience and witness. If we are never exposed to things that shine duller, how are we supposed to know how bright our experience of shine really is? This leads me to our first system, purposeful depletion, or lower the brightness. In the world we live in now, you can have anything you want at the top of a screen. However, is that providing us with everything we need? Think about a spoiled child. If the child grows up never knowing what it's like to not get what they want, when they face it later in life, they will feel that depletion a lot more strongly than your average adult. This may lead them to become discouraged and even worse. You need to feel discomfort to know what comfort is, and furthermore appreciate it for its pleasant qualities. Everything in this life is push and pull, yin yang, black and white. Without the other, one is less noticeable. However, what many fail to give credit to is those in-between shades of gray, or that intense energy that builds before push becomes pull. These spaces in between can be pretty much split indefinitely forever due to fraction law. And you should never deplete yourself completely of anything. In the long term, those kinds of choices are just extremely detrimental. However, consciously and purposefully taking yourself away from constant or excessive pleasures can result in you having better control and regulating your emotions. Even doing this in small ways can go a long way. Things like taking a cold shower or not checking your phone the second that you wake up. Paying attention in that class where you just don't connect with the subject. Anytime that you practice purposeful depletion, you'll get closer and closer to being able to regulate that sense of excitement. And as you continue to practice, suddenly those uncomfortable things will become more comfortable. Paying attention in that one class you found dull won't be as hard anymore. And when you do experience any sort of heightened pleasure, if you are in a class that you love, or if you finally get to take a warm shower, that feeling will hit 10 times more intensely. The gratitude in your heart will grow because you know what's on the other side, and you've come a long way to actually even appreciate both. Which leads me to system number 2, follow your bliss. Making time to engage in things that you're actually passionate about, even on a daily basis, can be the hugest blessing. If you are in a long-term situation where you can't seem to generate excitement, that's very likely not the situation for you. Figure out what you want, figure out what makes you happy, and pursue that. But most important of all, let yourself be happy, be mindful, be present. Realize that you are the one who regulates how much energy you're projecting out into the world, how much energy you're absorbing from everything around you. You can think it, you can do it. So picture that one person you compare yourself to, that person who appears happier than you, who seems so passionate about a certain something, and embody your own version of that person. Which leads me to our final system, number 3, begin. Or as I like to call it, fake it till you make it. If you want to be that person who's always excited about life, if you want to be that person who can find joy in the little things, who can look at the pros for everything, because like I said earlier, not everything is black or white. I might totally hate this certain food, but maybe it's salty and I like salt. And I can appreciate that food for one, being somewhat nourishing for my body, and two, at least being salty, which is one of the many things that I appreciate in general. Let's say I really don't like this project or this class that I'm in. Yes, maybe the class is not as interesting as I wish it was, or maybe the professor isn't as engaging as others could be. However, there is value in all information, and because I understand that, I can appreciate the class in general. Like I said earlier, fake it till you make it. You smile, you have your shoulders back, your chest open, you're walking and embodying a super confident, positive, and remarkable human being that you actually are. Every time you engage in one of these three systems, you are getting one step closer to actually being a completely enthusiastic human being. And like I have said, enthusiasm is valuable, it's important, and it really shapes the kind of person who you present yourself to be. The tone of your voice is excited, your eyebrows are lifted, you're expressive. Embody the version of yourself who you would hire for any project. Embody the version of yourself that is passionate and fun-loving and appreciates and loves to live their life. Embody enthusiasm today and enjoy your life.